Good morning students and welcome to history class again. Dear students, we are learning about the growth of nationalism in India. No? Please remember the meaning of the term nationalism. Or simply we can say it is the growth of India's freedom movement, the strength of the freedom movement. Okay, it was increasing after the revolt of 1857 because of various reasons. And two reasons we have already learned, no? The economic exploitation of the British and the repressive colonial policies of the British, Lord Lytton and his policies we have learned. We have learned about the Vernacular Press Act. We have learned about the Ilbert Bill, Indian Arms Act. Okay, so please remember the meaning of this act and the impact of this act. And now the third course we will learn for the growth of nationalism in India after the revolt of 1857 was the socio-religious reform movement. Socio-religious reform movement. You will learn about role played by Rajaram Mohan Roy, role played by Jyotiba Phule, Swami Vivekananda. Okay, then another great reformers were there and their role. Okay, socio-religious reform movement means these scholars tried their best to reform the society from the evils. Okay, we will learn the role played by Rajaram Mohan Roy and his Brahma Samaj. The socio-religious reform movements of the 19th century were great pioneers of Indian nationalism. Okay, they were the beginners of the nationalism, the socio-religious reform movement. The impact of Western education, which led to a rational, humanitarian, and scientific approach to life, made the educated Indians realize the need to reform the religion and society. After beginning of the Western education, so some of the people and their knowledge, increased, and then they felt that the path to progress lay in the acceptance of the best of the East and the West. So these people began to accept the best from all the cultures. The result was the birth of social religious reform movements touching almost every segment of Indian society. The social religious reform movement that touched every section of the society. The impact of this movement were there. In the social sphere, these movements worked for the abolition of the caste system, child marriage, dowry system, parda system, sati, and infanticide. These were the shortcomings of the Indian society on those days. Sati was there. Sati, we know what was Sati. Dowry system was there. Parda system was there. Sati, infanticide, killing of baby girl, no, infanticide. So these were some of the practices of the Indian society on those days. So these reformers started a very, very strong opposition or launched a crusade against social and legal inequalities. In the religious sphere, these reform movements combated religious superstitions, attacked idolatry, polytheism, and hereditary priesthood. These movements fought for individual liberty and social equality. So there were many reformers, Rajaram Mohan Roy, Jyotiba Phule, Swami Dayananda Saraswati, Vivekananda, and many were there on those days. And these reformers tried their best to change the society through their efforts. Prominent reform movements were Brahma Samaj, founded by Rajaram Mohan Roy, Arya Samaj, founded by Swami Dayananda Saraswati, Ramakrishna Mission, founded by Swami Vivekananda, and Satya Shodhak Samaj, founded by Jyotiba Phule, were the important society, reform movements, Brahma Samaj. We will learn about Rajaram Mohan Roy. Rajaram Mohan Roy was one of the greatest social and religious reformers of the 19th century. He was a well-known, greatest reformers of our country during the 19th century. He wanted to do away with the religious and social evils which were prevalent in Bengal at that time. So he tried his best to remove the evils from the society, okay, shortcomings, so that he founded Brahmo Sabha in 1828, which was later renamed Brahmo Samaj. The Brahmo Samaj believed in monotheism or worship of one god. It condemned idol worship and laid emphasis on prayer, meditation, charity, morality, and strengthening the bonds of unity between men and of all religions and creeds. So Rajaram Mohan Roy was a great reformer, okay, and his Brahma Sabha, Samaj, okay, believed in one god, okay, worship of one god, and it was this society, this movement was against idol worship, okay, and they stressed importance for prayer, meditation, charity, morality, and strengthening relations between men of all religions and creed. Okay. Rajaram Mohan Roy was against the rigidity of the caste system. He started a campaign for the abolition of sati and parda system, condemned polygamy, having many wives, discouraged child marriages, and advocated the right of widow to remarry. It was because of the efforts made by Rajaram Mohan Roy. William Bentinck, the Governor General of India, passed a law in 1829 making the practice of sati illegal and punishable by law. He also protested against restrictions on the freedom of press. So Rajaram Mohan Roy, if this question is okay, who was Rajaram Mohan Roy and what were his contributions, you can write all this one about the Brahmo Samaj and his efforts to reform the society, okay. In the words of Rabindranath Tagore, Rajaram Mohan Roy inaugurated the modern age in India. He was the father of Indian Renaissance and the prophet of Indian nationalism. Okay, he was the father of Indian Renaissance, a revival. Okay, and then he was the prophet of Indian Rajaram Mohan Roy. And now it is about Jyotiba Phule, another great reformer. Was an urban educated member of the so-called low caste. His education and personal experiences had made him critical of Hindu religion and customs. In 1854, he established a school for untouchables and started a private orphanage for the widows. He wanted to liberate the depressed classes and make them aware of their rights by educating them. He founded the Satya Shojak Samaj, meaning truth seeking society, okay, with a view to liberate the less privileged, okay, from the prevailing society, from the then prevailing society, society of the seekers of the truth, Satya Shojak Samaj. Okay, in 1873, with the aim of securing social justice for the weaker sections of society, Jyotiba Phule and his reformers, Satya Shojak Samaj. Okay, and what was the main aim of this society? Securing social justice for the weaker sections of the society. Please remember this one. Okay. He pioneered the widow remarriage movement in Maharashtra and worked for the education for women. Okay. So he was from Maharashtra and his works for the upliftment of the weaker sections. Okay. The social religious reform movement is contributed to the onset beginning of the Indian nationalism in the following way. Okay. How did the social religious reform movement cause or help the growth of nationalism in India? Please remember this point. Swami Dayananda and Swami Vivekananda proclaimed the superiority of Indian culture and civilization. They proclaimed, announced the superiority of the Indian culture. Okay, it gave what we can say, confidence to the people of India. The reformers condemned untouchability and the caste system. The ideas of brotherhood and equality attacked the so-called lower caste. So there were reformers, no, and they started reform movements, and they were very, very famous. For example, Rajaram Mohan Rai and his work, Jyotiba Phule and his work. So Vivekanand, Swami Vivekanand, Swami Dayananda Saraswati, were the leaders. So they tried their best to reform the society. Okay, please remember, they were able to reform the society. Then the reformers taught the people not to ignore the importance of women who could participate in the national movement. They stressed the importance of what we can say women. Okay, then they protested against the British domination of India. Swami Dayananda Saraswati was the first to use the word Swaraj and raised the slogan India for the Indians. His famous slogan, no, India for the Indians. Whose Swami Dayananda Saraswati's slogan. The reform movements drew their inspiration from India's cultural heritage and promoted a feeling of pan-Indianism and a spirit of nationalism. Pan-Indianism means unity among the Indians. Their teachings increased the unity between the Indians. The reform movements created a consciousness of a new society devoid of privileges based on caste, creed, or religion. Indian society on those days had these drawback, caste system was there. Okay. You know that one, and the lower class people and their privileges. And these reformers were trying for equality between the people. Okay. Okay, so we will continue the lesson. So please revise and learn the lesson and ready for the examination. Thank you.